So Christians are to be in the world, but not of the world. And we can have a hard time balancing that. I'm sure that you've all heard of Christians who say, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. And sometimes they're right, and sometimes it's like, come on, guys. There's nothing wrong with that, you're just unhappy with it. It's a difficult balancing act. And we see Jesus perform this balancing act in a really neat way in the very next verse in the book of Luke. Now, Jesus himself was about 30 years old when he began his ministry. Well, why 30? Well, in part, it was because rabbis back then weren't allowed to preach until they were 30. Jesus waited until he was old enough to have the respect of his peers so that he could start preaching. Now, he certainly could have started preaching before then. We know at the age of 12, he was already asking questions that marveled the people at how smart he was to be able to ask those questions. So it's not a matter of Jesus having to learn these things. It's a matter of him saying, this is not a wrong thing in the culture. I'll wait till I'm 30. And so as you evaluate the culture around you, go, okay, these are things that God says no to, so I'm not going to do those. These are the things that God has said yes to, so I want to do that. And here's a bunch of stuff in the middle that he doesn't speak to. Use your wisdom. Use your gifts and skills to show love. And don't be afraid. Yeah, sometimes you do need to stand out. But you don't have to be weird in everything.